Ladies and gentlemen, we are now here at the finals of our second drag race tournament. And we will not miss a beat as we jump into the first group already. Craigster Sr., Dusty Miles, Numbskull, and Boomershine. I believe 3 of these racers are undefeated. Boomershine is not. And now only one of them is, that being Dusty Miles, finishing with a 2.57. Right now, we have 3 racers tied for the fastest time. RAF, Flip Gambino, and Champagne Poppy all finished at some point with a 2.53. Now here we go into the second race. Things are looking pretty good for Dusty Miles right now, who at one point did have the fastest time. And they're getting pretty close now, as they have 2 consecutive wins. One more will be very good for them. All these racers worked really hard to get here, usually winning all 4 races. But now it is Dusty Miles who's looking pretty good, and they will be moving on with that 3rd victory. And they are staying relatively consistent. But they do not have the fastest time. They will need to go slightly faster, going up against some of the speed demons we've had on top of Dusty Miles. But now heat number 4. At this point, Dusty Miles has not lost a race yet, and he's looking to keep that alive, and he will, as the other 3 stay relatively close together, but behind Dusty Miles. So Dusty Miles will be moving on to the last round, I believe, or at least the semifinals. But now for the second group. We have Killer Kowalski, Arlo, MDG, and In Your Face. Some of these guys, once they get to the bottom of the hill, they have a bit of a speed boost, and that looks to be the case here. They are all right on top of each other. I'm really not sure who got that win. We're going to have to take a look at the photo finish just to be certain. It looked like Killa grabbed that one, and he did. But that was awfully close. That was definitely one of the closer races we've had in this drag race tournament up to this point. Now for race number 2, Killer Kowalski has a bit of a slight lead this time, and they did not give it up. 2 wins for Killa. And it looked like the timer was actually kind of busted that time. But they did finish with a 2.57. That much we know. And now Killer Kowalski is just 1 victory away. Can he do it? He doesn't have as big of a lead this time around. Arlo is trying to take it away from him. I think he might have. From that angle, it looked like Arlo grabbed it at the last possible moment, but I'm not entirely sure. No, they're saying Killer Kowalski grabbed that win, so he will be moving on. And now just 1 race left. Can Killer Kowalski stay undefeated? I'm not sure. It looks like he actually did pull out in front at the last quarter of that part of the track. And he finished with a 2.59 again. Well, I don't know about again, but he did finish with a 2.59, busting the timer again for some reason. And he is moving on. But now our 3rd group, which has RAF, Sneaky Bob, Rebel Racer, and Graveyard King. RAF is one of our holders of the fastest time, and it looks like they're trying to get that again as they grab the first win of this group, but they finish slightly slower with a 2.55. Now, even though that was slower, that is not slow. They definitely have been one of the speed demons in this tournament up to this point. And they're trying to keep that going. And it looks like they will, because they are pulling away once more while the other 3 trail behind. They were able to get the fastest time so far, but they have not been able to replicate it yet. And RAF just needs 1 more win. They are basically the host of this tournament, as they are representing races and fun. And it looks like they will grab that win, so they are moving on. They've been finishing with a 2.55 every time in this particular group. Can they replicate a 2.53? They are moving on, so they will have more opportunities. But if they want to win, they gotta try and move slightly quicker. Now, Rebel Racer actually had the edge on him for just a moment, but could not quite hold it, as RAF finishes with 4 consecutive 2.55s. So RAF is moving on. Who will join him? One group left. Flip Gambino, Chewy Mandingo, Polk County, and Champagne Poppy. 2 of these racers, that being Flip Gambino and Champagne Poppy, who represents Blue Line Racing, have the fastest time as well. And they were actually right next to each other, and they both, I don't know if they both finished with a 2.54, but one of them certainly did. And it looked like that might have been Flip Gambino. And it, oh no, it was a tie. They're considering it a tie, apparently. It looked to me like Flip Gambino might have edged him out. But according to the judges, they finished at the same time. And this time around, Champagne Poppy does have a more certain victory. That is a rarity. You almost never see a tie in a single race. But now Champagne Poppy has a slight edge in points, as they definitely finished in first that time around. And keep in mind, Champagne Poppy, aka Blue Line Racing, is our defending champion, and they're looking to keep that going. As we check the replay, did they grab first again? It almost looks like it was Flip, but I think it was Flip. Neither one of these racers will be undefeated anymore. One race left. It is pretty close right now. Champagne Poppy is trying to grab the win. I think they managed to pull it off right before they got to the finish, because it looked to me like Flip Gambino had the lead most of the time. But Champagne Poppy, I believe, got it before he did. And he did, so Champagne Poppy, the defending champion, will be progressing. And now for our 5th group. All 4 of these racers have been very fast. And now, let's see which one will move on. It is Champagne Poppy grabbing the first win. I think this is actually the finals of the finals. These are the last 4 racers in the tournament, and it's looking very good for Champagne Poppy, who grabs the first win. They are looking to win 3 tournaments in a row. And so far in the second race, they have a slight edge. Will they be able to hold on to it? RAF was coming up close behind him, but I believe Champagne Poppy was still able to do it. It looked like Champagne Poppy broke the line first, and they did. If Champagne Poppy wins this next race, they will be your champion yet again in terms of representing Blue Line Racing. And it looks like they'll do it. They were right next to Dusty Miles for a good chunk of that stretch. But this is the kind of racing I'm all here for. But Champagne Poppy is granted the victory, so they will continue to be your defending champion for Blue Line Racing. And here we go into the final race, and they grab that 4th win. No one came out of this tournament completely undefeated, but 3 racers had the fastest time. Champagne Poppy, RAF, and Flip Gambino all finished with a 2.53, and Champagne Poppy is your overall winner. Blue Line Racing has another champion under their belt. And there's your top 3 right there. Congratulations to all. Thank you all so much for watching. See you for the next tournament.